Today is June 1st, which means we are exactly 12 days from our show. My energy is waning by the day. I can't do much about the energy because the calories stay the same. 1800 is the magic number. That's how many calories I'm working with today. We are gonna turn this into 5 different meals. Today, I'm gonna be doing a full day of eating, 5 different recipes sent in by 5 different subscribers. I'm trying new things today. As I mentioned in my previous video, as well as on my Instagram, I put up a questionnaire and I asked you guys to send me some of your lowest calorie, highest volume recipes, because when your boy's in this big of a deficit, volume is the name of the game. I have no energy right now. I'm relying on coffee, pre-workout, and willpower. Staying consistent with the previous rendition of this video, I will be ranking your recipes from best to worst. I didn't mention that to you guys, and I'm sorry. But you know what? You're on the hot seat. Best of luck to you. No mercy. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Ethan. I do diet videos, I do fitness videos, I do vlogs, I do all sorts of content. Currently, I'm doing a lot of prep based content because my show is coming up. If you guys are into that kind of content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I drop more videos like this, and go follow me on Instagram because I give you consistent channel updates, video announcements, as well as prep updates, and just behind the scenes content for stuff that you're going to see in the future. 5 recipes sent in by you guys, my subscribers, my family, my freaking thug juggers. Gallon a day, no exceptions. I'm just really tired. I'm trying to muster up the willpower to do this right now. Anabolic cheesecake ice cream by Max Liquids. Who doesn't want to start the day off with some ice cream? I mean, that's kind of the way to do it, right? That's normal. See, I feel like we've normalized ice cream for breakfast. I feel like that was a really taboo thing a long time ago. It's like, who the hell eats ice cream for breakfast? But this right here is a rendition of a cheesecake ice cream. I'm gonna try it out. I'm just gonna tell you how good it is. There's a lot left over in the blender, at least a full 4 cups or something. Calories and macros are gonna be posted to my right. I'm gonna have the ingredient listed in the description. I gotta say, I was a little off-put by the cauliflower, but the truth is, I'm no stranger to adding cold, tasteless stuff to anabolic ice cream in order to jack up the volume, so I got a feeling that we're not gonna taste it. But the consistency itself looks awesome. I didn't have the graham cracker toppings because I really don't want to add more calories than I need to. So we got Walden Farm sugar-free syrup and blueberries. But guys, it is time for the taste test. It is time for breakfast ice cream because we normalized it. Cheers. Cream itself is delicious. I probably won't add syrup on top next time because I don't like how they go together. Last time I tried recipes by subscribers, Zanny had an ice cream that he used egg as well. Because it was eggnog, I was like, okay, well, you need egg in eggnog, it just makes sense. But he had an egg in here as well. I'm not sure if that helps with the consistency. I'm not sure if that gives it a different texture. I don't really know because I'm not tasting much egg, and I guess that's a good thing. You can use mixed berries if you want. I ran with just blueberries and I'm kind of glad I did because I don't love raspberries. I love strawberries, but I don't really like strawberries in ice cream. So I opted to put just blueberries and blueberries as a topping, and I'm really happy with how it came out. This has great macros and it tastes awesome. The only thing is, if you were to blindfold me and hand me this cream and not tell me what it was, I don't think cheesecake would be my first guess. That might be guess number 4 or 5. But because I know this is cheesecake ice cream, I'm thinking of it, and as I eat it, I definitely see how this tastes like a cheesecake. This kind of reminds me of those Danimals that we used to get at the store when we were younger. Those little drink pouch things. Those are really good. I kind of miss those. This ice cream feels a little thicker, kind of like the key to fat loss when he adds beans to the mixture. Maybe it's the cream cheese and the egg, but I'm not too sure what it is, but it's really thick, and I mess with the consistency because you want ice cream to be thicker. The thicker it is, the less icy and airy it is, the more closer it is to actual ice cream. Because it's so dense, it's really filling. I probably had like a cup and a half, and I'm probably gonna tap out for now. So I'm gonna freeze the rest of this, and I'll see you guys at the next meal. up, we got ourselves a giant plate of protein crepes by my man Champagne Danny, the 6 God. Only gave me the recipe for the crepes themselves. The fudge on top, I just mixed protein powder, a little bit of syrup and Hershey cocoa, stirred it up, and I used that as a fudge, and some frozen berries, and some Swerve confectioner sugar for powdered sugar on top. All for aesthetics, because thumbnails. I never had crepes before, so I don't really have a frame of reference. I had to Google an image to see how you present crepes, but I'm just gonna assume they're supposed to take pancake-ish, but I have no idea. I'm here to tell you if they taste good or not. That's it. I'm not overcomplicating this. Are they good? Are they garbage? First, I'm gonna try a piece with no topping. Cheers. They're not bad. They are a little eggy. You can taste a lot of the egg white. I didn't add a ton of stevia because he didn't give you a measurement for the baking powder or the stevia. I put in 10 grams of stevia for the entire serving. Makes 3 crepes. Pretend it's just the crepes. Pretend there's no topping. This entire plate will be sub 400 calories. So if you present it this way where you lay it to cover a lot of surface area, it might take you a little while to eat, and then those hunger hormones are gonna go away if you take your time, and then it'll fill you up. Now we're gonna try a piece with all the topping. Got some fudge, some berries, some crepe. Taste test number 2. Cheers. There was very minimal ingredients in this. It was mainly protein powder and egg whites with a little bit of baking powder and sweetener. So the crepes themselves, consistency-wise, feel like you're eating eggs, like an omelet folded over. It doesn't taste like that, and they're a little thinner, but that's how it feels when you chew it. Even though there's not a ton of volume, I can see people eating this a little slower, regardless of whether or not they included toppings, just because it takes up a lot of surface area. So even though it's not gigantic, I can see this doing the trick for a lot of people who only want a small snack, because like I said, not a lot of calories, so don't expect this much food. Overall, it's really good. It strikes me as a recipe that probably relies pretty heavily on the topping, even though it didn't include topping. It didn't say to add topping, I just did that. If you don't want to add calories, douse it in Wallen Farm syrup. This is essentially like a version of anabolic French toast. Think about it. The crepes itself is just a base in which you can customize any way you'd like, which is essentially what anabolic French toast is. You can put fruit, protein, you can put whipped cream, you can put whatever you want. I can see this being a great breakfast option for those who want to change up the anabolic French toast routine every so often. And honestly, I'm not gonna do it. I like French toast too much. I'll just include this in the day. Yeah, next time I make these, I'm gonna be adding a lot more sweetener and probably an extract. I don't think that's gonna mess with the consistency too much, but it's gonna taste a hell of a lot better. The crepe itself isn't bad. It's pretty good. It's just very plain. It's very basic. But like I said, toppings are gonna do the trick. I'm only halfway through. I'm not extremely full, but I wanna save a little bit of room for other meals I have to have throughout the day because I don't know if I'm gonna finish all of this. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. I'll probably have the rest of it later, but it is time for our next meal. Next up, we got a plate of jello cakes / chocolate brownies. I'm not too sure which category this one's more likely to fall into, jello or brownie, but we're gonna find out. This recipe was submitted by Dustin Metcalf. He did tell me that the inspiration for this recipe came from Pernilla Stryker. She has a recipe similar to this. He made a couple renditions. I haven't seen that original video, but I'll link it or something. I don't know. I let this cool for a while and it shrunk quite a bit. The recipe calls for vanilla protein powder as well as vanilla extract. It's a brownie. No matter, we are gonna try this out, determine whether or not it is good, worth the volume, worth the effort, all that stuff. Calories and macros for 1 serving, this makes 8 servings, will be posted to my left. It looks half cakey, half fudgy. It's really thick. This is actually a pretty heavy piece, but anyways, taste test. Cheers. This stuff is sticky. I feel like my teeth are covered in this stuff. The best way I can describe this is it has the consistency of a brownie. It's thick and it's fudgy, but it literally tastes like chocolate jello or pudding would taste like, just with this cakey consistency. It's good. It's not really outstanding. I'm not getting any vanilla, but I am getting a very weak amount of chocolate. Honestly, next time I make this, I'm just gonna use like coffee extract or chocolate extract, and I'm gonna use chocolate protein. Why would you use vanilla protein in a chocolate brownie? Maybe there's a method to the madness that I'm not catching. This is good. it doesn't feel like a brownie. I definitely prefer my brownie. Call me biased, I don't care, but this is still pretty good. But there's one thing I do want to try. You all know, because I talk about it a lot, I got a disgusting sweet tooth. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take Swerve confectioner sugar, we're gonna pour a little bit into a bowl, like so. Add a little bit of our Thug Jug nectar. We're just gonna stir this up and we're gonna make a very simple icing. Because it's not too sweet, I'm gonna take the rest of this brownie, I'm gonna dip it in the icing, I'm gonna see how it tastes, because I like sweet stuff. This might not be super orthodox, I don't care. Cheers. Of course it tastes better, it's sweeter. I'm honestly just gonna glaze the rest of this and save it for later. You honestly get really decent volume for this entire brownie, and it's kind of filling, I'm not gonna lie. Calories are good, protein's good, it's satiating, it's got a decent amount of volume. My only off-put is the taste just feels wrong. It's not bad. Like, I actually enjoy the brownie, even without the confectioner sugar icing. It just feels, it doesn't feel like what a brownie should taste like. I don't know what that means, but try it for yourself. Tell me what you think. But anyways, it is time for the next recipe. This next one I'm particularly excited for because, as you know, I'm very proud of the 647 bread that you see in all of my videos because it's very voluminous bread that has 40 calories a slice and a lot of fiber, so it's gonna fill you up pretty fast. Today we made our own bread. We have competition. This right here is Magic Protein Bread sent in to me by David Ramirez. He didn't come up with the recipe, he suggested a certain page on Instagram called Local Recipes 98. I am gonna link both David and the Instagram page down below if you're interested in checking them out. But guys, we made our own bread today. I feel like Mina Ayub. I feel like a real chef. I feel like I did something that went beyond blending bread. So if you check out the Instagram, you're gonna find that you can make a normal bread or you can make a sweet bread. You need unflavored protein in order to make the normal bread, that of which I did not have. So I used vanilla protein, a little bit of sweetener, and some cinnamon, and I made a sweet cinnamony vanilla bread. My bread flattened out a little bit, and that might just be a result of me not making the normal bread. So I'm not really gonna grade this on the bread not being huge because you know what? Look at the calories and macros for this thing. The entire thing, the whole plate. Ingredients will also be listed down below, but it is time for a taste test. This is the only time you're gonna catch me enjoying a butt piece. Here goes nothing. Cheers. This doesn't taste, but it feels like a fresh baked, moist banana bread. That's what this feels like. I love the consistency. It's pretty much perfect. You can really taste a little bit of the egg white, but in terms of a bread substitution, this is very good. High fiber, high protein, and the entire plate itself is about 200 something calories. Absolutely mind-blowing if you're willing to, you know, take a half hour to make some bread. Me personally, I'd be willing to do that. It's really good. I've never made my own bread, so this felt very authentic. This felt like I was challenging myself a little bit, going outside of my comfort zone. And whenever you do that, it has an extra layer of authenticity that just makes it taste better. Like if I bought this exact loaf at the store, I'd probably not enjoy it as much as I am now because I know I cooked it. I put everything in there. But you can tell that for something with this amount of calories and the amount of protein, this could be a great meal in of itself. It's filling me up a lot. But, big but, we made our own bread today. We got over half a loaf left. What is the most prevalent food on this entire channel? How are you gonna make bread and not make French toast out of it? French toast omelet, if you guys haven't watched the video or made the recipe, go do that. I made this the exact same way I make my French toast that I eat every single day. The only difference is we're using Magic, what's this recipe called? Magic Protein Bread. Yeah, I don't need to make my French toast next to it to compare the taste. I remember how my French toast tastes. I eat it all the time. So I can taste this and immediately know if it's better or worse. Drum roll, please. Just kidding. Cheers. Wow. This is a banger. This goes hard. Now it's bread. Obviously he didn't make some giant birthday cake, so it's not gonna be super delicious and sweet. They made a better version of bread, right? They made bread with a lot more protein and a lot more volume. That's literally what the diet's all about. My only downside to this is it takes about 35, 40 minutes to make front to end. So I can't do this every day. I want this bread every day, but that's okay. We still got 647 bread. But this is better. I love this recipe. This was very good. And because it's bread, it's super versatile. Now imagine if I made a bunch of these loaves and made a bunch of puffs out of them. Imagine the protein and fiber in that. Because look at the macros on a typical puff. Now, like I mentioned, I'm gonna rank all these in the end. So right now, I'm just gonna go on a walk, digest a little bit, and then we're gonna move on to the next meal. Talk soon. So real quick, I just got back from my cardio session and I was about to make the next meal, but I wanted a few bites of the ice cream that I made earlier. It's been in the freezer for about 2 hours. I pulled it out. I wanted to take a couple bites, and I'm telling you what, I've put a lot of ice cream in the freezer because typically I can't finish an entire blender full of ice cream. So I usually have leftovers. So when I pulled this one out and I took a couple bites, this is the best tasting ice cream after you freeze it. Oh, jeez. It tastes better after freezing for a little while. Like, I really liked it earlier, but now it's hitting different, you know? So for those of you that make this recipe, freeze it for a little while. Freeze it and then take it out after about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Way better in my opinion. Okay, next recipe. Post-cardio meal is a giant bowl of salad with tomatoes, cauliflower rice, chicken, and barbecue sauce. Salads are awesome, okay? I'm glad that we have one of these in the video because I feel like a lot of people, lately they've been talking about it more, but a lot of people villainize or neglect vegetables or any kind of greens in their diet because they just want to make anabolic brownies and pie and ice cream all the time. And that's fine because it has the protein and stuff like that, but you want to get micronutrients, you want to get vitamins, you want to get nutritional food and not just stevia and whey protein. This entire bowl that is bigger than my head is less than 400 calories. It'll take me a long time to eat, and on top of that, there's a lot of flavor happening here. There are so many different ways to make a salad. There's so many different ways to add a bunch of different stuff and make a giant bowl of food that's probably gonna take you 15, 20 minutes to eat. You're not gonna be very hungry after that, and you're not gonna sacrifice a lot of calories. It's the perfect kind of meal for before bed when you have cravings. This recipe was sent to me on Instagram by Christian Rodriguez. I am gonna link his Instagram down below. Go check him out. This was an awesome suggestion because I think it's super important when we're talking about volume and we're talking about low calorie food. Salad. Oh. Salad. You're not gonna involve a salad in a video like this. Salad is awesome because you can do so much with it. The combination of toppings in here, you don't need to have them. You can put in whatever you want. Let's get a bite that has a little bit of everything. Now it's time for a taste test. Cheers. The fork at the back of my throat. A bunch of salad, a bunch of spinach, a bunch of vegetables. Chop them up, throw them in a bowl, put a little bit of like mustard or Walden Farms or something that's very low calorie or 0 calorie to flavor it up. Add spices, add whatever you want. You can get a ton of volume and not even feel guilty. It's good food to eat. Don't neglect vegetables. I don't care what diet you're on, okay? You need to have some vegetables. Cherry tomatoes, smack. So good. The way he made it also calls for some Velveeta cheese, but instead of that, I put a little bit of avocado in there because I'm not a huge fan of Velveeta cheese. Plus I need a little bit of fat on the day, so I swapped that out, equalized the calories that it would have been with the cheese for the avocado. Not too much, but it adds a little bit of taste and, you know, I'm happy with that. Like I said, it's a salad. You can put whatever you want in there. There's no right way to make a salad. I don't think anyone's gonna push a salad recipe and then someone's gonna review it and be like, you didn't use cherry tomatoes. No one gives a crap, it's a salad. Shut up. It's been 10 minutes. I'm like a quarter of the way through the salad and I probably ate like 100, 110 calories. Seriously, there's so much left in this bowl, tons of chicken, tons of rice, but the total thing doesn't come out to more than 400 calories. So in terms of volume, this might be the best one that we've had today, minus the ice cream. I'm full, I'm tired, I'm ready to call it a day, so let's go upstairs. I'm gonna rank all of these recipes. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts, and that'll be it for this video. See you soon.
Welcome back to the real review spot. I know I was at the table for the entire video, and typically when I review recipes, we're up in my room, which isn't too bad today. Usually it's a mess. You guys came through with these recipes, and I gotta say I'm really happy with how all of them turned out. But as mentioned earlier, it is time to rank, you fools. I'm kidding, I love you guys. You guys are my thug juggers. I remember in a video I was discussing, like, what should I call you guys? Like, I know Nick has the cream team and stuff like that. And then a bunch of people said, we'll call ourselves the thug juggers. So I feel like I haven't used that enough. You guys are my thug juggers, and I love you. I'm gonna preface this list by saying, if you wind up in 5th place or 4th place, or you don't get first, essentially, it doesn't mean you had a bad recipe at all. I enjoyed all of them. The only thing is, I'm gonna take a few factors into account, which you'll see shortly. Unfortunately, we can't have 5 people take first place. I don't believe in communism. I don't believe in participation trophies, okay? So anyways, list. In 5th place, I'm gonna put Christian Rodriguez's salad. He didn't really have a name for it. He just called it like a massive bowl. What did he call it? He just called it a massive bowl of food. There wasn't really a name because the thing is, it's a giant salad. That's what it is. The reason I incorporated that recipe in this video is because a big emphasis of what I was aiming for in this video was volume. High volume, low calorie. And there's no way you can have a discussion like that without incorporating some vegetables. The diet's about having low calorie, high protein, high volume foods that's gonna allow you to effortlessly diet, essentially. With that, we encourage a rounded diet that includes all the food groups, balances out all your macros. You don't wanna eat just stevia and whey protein. Don't do that. Delicious and simple. I love my convenience, but it's a salad. I love you, man, but it's a salad. Christian, I appreciate you submitting your recipe. I very much enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna have some of it for a midnight snack tonight because I've been waking up a lot throughout the night. I don't know why. I think it has to do with just the energy I got, but I keep waking up. So thank you for the midnight snack. Appreciate you. In 4th place, we got Champagne Danny with the protein crepes. The reason this is in 4th place is because it's essentially whey protein and egg. It's a very simple recipe like the previous one, but I like how he did it, right? It's nothing super special. You don't have to order a bunch of different ingredients on a bunch of different websites. You don't even have to really go to the store. This is stuff that you're always gonna have on hand. You mix it up. You can variate the amount of sweetener that you add. You can add different extracts. You can flavor it to your liking. And it essentially takes on the role of something that's like a breakfast pancake, waffle, or French toast recipe. I eat French toast every day. If I get sick of that, I have crepes. I have a new base that I can universally change around with a bunch of different toppings. And you know, French toast is interchangeable. It's very utilitarian. These crepes are as well. But he gave me the recipe for just the crepes, and it's simple, it's convenient, the calories aren't too high, but it's simple. The egg taste was very prevalent, and that might be my fault, but the recipe itself didn't have a distinguishable or set amount of sweetener or extract or whatever to add. So I got some sweetness, but mainly egg. It felt like really thin eggs folded over. I highly recommend, if you make that recipe, add some topping, but nonetheless, I did very much enjoy it. It was really good. Thank you for your submission, Six God. In 3rd place, we have Dustin Metcalf / Pernilla Stryker with the jello brownies. The consistency, the volume, the calories, it was all there. It checked all the boxes, and I was very thrilled with it. The only problem I had is it didn't taste bad. It just didn't taste what I feel a brownie should taste like. I know it's called a jello brownie, but I want brownies, you know? Nonetheless, I really did enjoy the recipe. The only suggestions that I would make is use chocolate protein, a chocolate or coffee extract, and put a little bit of that Swerve confectioner icing on top. To me, that just adds to anything, right? You can make any baked good, anything that's sweet. A little bit of Swerve confectioners is just so dank, literally. I have a lot of bikes on my street. Shout out to you, Dustin, for submitting this recipe. I'm gonna check out Pernilla's original video at some point. I'll tag her down below. In 2nd place, I got Max Liquids with the cheesecake ice cream. I love Anabolic ice cream, but I always prefer baked goods over Anabolic ice cream. But like I said, volume is a big factor in this video. When I tasted that ice cream after about 2 hours in the freezer, it went up like 2 or 3 flavor points or something. It just tasted way better. Like if I didn't try it out of the freezer, it probably would have ranked a spot or 2 lower. It's a delicious cream, but it's one of those creams that for some reason just tastes way better when you freeze it for a little while. It's not a block of ice. It just has that icy shell or film on top, and you break through it, and it's just, magic. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have all the exact toppings, and that probably would have added another element to it, but I highly suggest you guys make it and go follow him on Instagram. The guy's grinding with all the recipes that he's making, but I didn't think it'd be as good as it was. Shout out to you, man. Excellent work. Thank you for your submission. And in first place, we got Low Cal Recipes 98 with their magic protein bread. I was really happy with this, and maybe it's just because I'm excited and I love bread and I eat bread all the time, so this is literally the recipe for me. It's very interchangeable, maybe. Like, you can make a sweet bread and a salty bread or a savory bread. You can put whatever you want in there. And I've never used psyllium corn husk. I've seen videos before. I think Rahul Kamat has one where he talks about psyllium corn husk, and I've never actually used it, but this is the first recipe where I actually incorporated it, and it gave me a delicious bread for under 300 calories that I was able to make taste like a freaking taste like a cinnamon roll. I made French toast omelet out of that bread. I'm really pumped about this recipe. It takes a lot longer to make, whatever, but it's one of those recipes that you have in your toolbox, you have in your arsenal to pull out whenever you have the time, or when you're having guests over, or for a special occasion. I can appreciate a recipe like that because I got my 647 bread. I always brag about it. Ooh, 40 calories a slice, a lot of volume. This is better than that. I really want a sponsorship by 647 bread. I want everyone watching this to go message them, email them, be like, yo, pay my boy Ethan Harold, get him his bag. This bread is fire. I love the macros, I love the taste, and I want to try making a savory version. I want to try making maybe a chocolate version. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of variety at our disposal. I'm sorry. It cooked great. It had the volume, and I was just very pleased with it. So in first place, Low Cal Recipes 98 with their magic loaf, magic protein bread. Man, I got no brain cells left. But anyways, guys, it has been a long day of filming and getting angles and buying groceries at the store and all this other stuff. So I appreciate everyone that made it this far in the video. If you've not already, please support the channel by leaving a like and subscribe if you want to see more content, and ring the bell as well because they kind of work together. If you aren't following me on Instagram, go check me out because I'm constantly giving you guys content updates. I'm asking for video suggestions, and I'm also giving you updates as for my show coming up very soon. But guys, I am out of here. I appreciate you watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Peace.